Okay, so I'm gonna try to do another Simon run here. I did see that I've been using the burn build off Maelle, but I haven't tried using Mark to increase the damage. I've been farming the stun, which is one way of killing him, but it's not always the best way of doing so. So I'm gonna see if there's any changes I can make to maybe get it a little bit cleaner. And then what I need here is shortcut, which I'll probably only need for Maelle. Increase break damage. I'll take this off and take shortcut instead here. This will give me an extra turn with her when I use last chance. So I'm running everything except Stendhal. I've taken Stendhal off. What I like to do is get the burn up to like 200 plus and then use burning canvas instead of Stendhal. That usually puts me pretty high. And then I'll use the big hits with Gommage instead. And then I was using Overload Endbringer on my boy, Verso. There's two ways of getting Mark. You can use either this weapon here, which is going to apply Mark on basic attack. So what I would want to do ideally is skill first and then basic attack for Mark. And technically there's another way. You could technically use shortcut on him as well whenever using that specific build. I could take teamwork off for it. Is he usually the one breaking? He's usually not the one breaking. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take off fueling break, and then I'm gonna give him shortcut as well, just in case I wanna mess around. Biggest issue I have is obviously my Lumina is really limited, and then I'm not able to get any more Lumina from Simon. You only get 50 on the first round, and then after that, they just completely removed it, which is a big problem since I need more Lumina, and this is my farming area. Attributes, I'm using these three mainly. Like, these two could be back up, but it looks ugly, so I'm using her best weapon here, and then I just put all the points into luck. You don't even need this much crit, but it adds a little bit of speed. And then we've got same thing here. I put all the points, 70 in agility for the speed, and then the rest goes into luck for him. So he's gonna have about 80% crit rate with the critical burn. And then same thing here. She'll have almost 97, which is usually enough to get her combo off. Otherwise they'll look messy, but it's not really an issue. As I level her to 99, she'll probably be a bit closer to 75, and then that'll be 100. So that should take care of it. And then probably still the skills and activation, so I'm just gonna go in there and get Simon woken up. If you're having a lot of difficulty on this, and you're either not very good with the parries, I recommend just lowering the game difficulty just so you get a bigger timing window. At this point I already have the timing windows, but I don't use a controller, so it's an extreme annoyance to actually hit all the timers with the keyboard, since I'm basically just left-handing one key. So I'm open with the burn, and then I'm gonna hit him here. It's gonna put me back on offensive. I'm actually gonna let him die here, which is gonna fill the break bar, so I can get a big break going. Just gonna get sapped, it's not an issue. So now he's up. And what I want to do is I want to skill here. If I hit break, it's gonna stop. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use Strike Storm for now 7. Two. I'm thinking I use Strike Storm and then hit him. That's probably the best way to go. Even though I'm on D, that's probably fine. We're gonna go for it. I just gotta time this properly. Otherwise I'll just cancel. There's the hit. And then we're gonna hit him here. It might actually break him. Yeah, there's my S. I probably should have done this different, but I'll have to do another tweak on the build. Alright, she's on offensive. We're gonna hit another one of these. Just gonna put her up. I missed the double burn though, so it's probably not the best way to do it. I'll have to check that again. C4. Oh, it's because it triggered his shortcut. That's why he went early. Alright, so here I can do two things. I can either put myself back in last chance, or I can wait. I'm gonna actually just do a regular attack on this. Alright, with Loon we usually hit the trick. It should hit all 4 here, since I have like a 3% chance to miss, so I just go for the regular combo. I'm gonna have to get the burn really high here, since I've messed the play a little bit by breaking without the burn. I'm gonna let him kill me here. Refill the break bar. This might actually not be the right way to I usually let him get the break bar, but we'll find out. This works. Alright, so we pyro here. Just gonna put another 80 stack on him. Then I'm going to... Okay, so I think this is where you would normally last chance. So I empty my stock on him. Then we go here, we go... Oh, I used all my... I'm twisted. Okay, we hit the break, puts him at 400. Hit him here.
Feeling better.
Okay. I may have messed it up. We'll see.
Careful.
Okay, he attacks. I'm gonna block all of these. I should have sacked Loon instead of, so here we hit 4, then we hit a Gommage. Should do about 20, maybe 20 mil.
Out of this canvas.
Yeah, there's 21 mil.
Nice.
Alright, now we are in Virtuos. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit Burning Canvas here.
Take everything.
Yep. That's the build. So most of it hinges on being in offensive stance right before he goes for basically burning. And then obviously I messed up the build a little bit since I let Verso die too early, and then he doesn't have the burning break. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in here. I'll remove something like Teamwork and then give him burning break as well. The shortcut is fine. It's not really an issue. Let's go to the... Actually, I can just do this from the base here. Alright. We'll go by alphabetical since that's the best way to usually check them. So we'll take off parry, damage by 5% until the following turn, but that is removed if you die. I don't technically need this, but I think I can remove another parry maybe? Yeah, I can remove augmented counter here. The counters are good, but empowering parry is probably much better than all the counters since it's going to do significantly more. Maelle can kind of afford to do it, but even here, the base damage is going to cover. So what I want is breaking... Yeah, breaking death. That is the main one I'm using. I want fueling mark. Yeah, fueling mark right here on these two. The fueling break? Yeah, fueling break. Okay. And then he's got shortcuts, so I have to keep that in mind as well. He's going to play instantly. And then Maelle, I think she has most of the counters. She's got this one, and then does she have the other one? Yeah, she just has this one here, so for a bit of extra damage, but it's nothing crazy. I can also give her augmented first strike instead, which is going to do a lot more damage. So that one is actually probably worth taking just to get a little bit ahead. I can give her some extra damage here, give her some breaking. This, and then for him, he's kind of solid. I don't think I have too many more points to assign to him. Yeah, he doesn't have any parries. He just has breaking shots here. which is not really much, but and I'm not using dodges obviously. So I'm gonna save, and let's go for like a second attempt here, see what's going on, see if that. But basically, most of it hinges on hitting the 20 million gomage is pretty much gonna get you through the finish line, and then obviously he's getting 300 stacks of burn, so. My technique hinges on using the break on that, so this should hit for a lot.
Witness the flames.
Decent.
That's better.
It's not as crazy as I thought. So I always go for the attack here because it'll put me back on offensive, and then it'll remove his guard and also empower her. If it's all three of them, I'll do a counter, but if he attacks, like Lune, for example, I'll let him kill her so that I get the break immediately. So here's going to attack maybe one of the two on the right. Yeah. So I'll just let her go down. She's going to break him, so he's break bars max now. Now, what we want to do here is, I have two choices. I can either juice up and put myself in extra. Probably what I should be doing here is... I could empty out my bar, but then that would put him here. So I should do paralyze.
Witness the flames. On guard.
And then I could go last chance, but that would actually not work that well. So what I should do is I should break him again. I'll double his stacks here to 228.
Let's have some fun.
And then on Verso here, we actually want to go rank A. So what we're going to do is going to hit him 3 times. Then we're going to go R. We're going to go Overload.
I am.
It's going to put him back at 9. Now he's rank A. And we're going to extend the stun.
End of the line.
Should do a decent bit of damage, but also the most important thing is it ups his stun. And then we can hit him again. Just put mark on him. It does.
Let's push forward.
Now, what I was wondering here is, this probably puts me almost at the tip of Gomage, but I assume it's fine to just trigger the mark in here, because I could skip the turn and then hit another big hit on the mark, but
Elements converge.
we'll just trigger it. It's fine.
Not looking good.
It'll give me Gomage. So here we're going to use Genesis. Should do about a couple million. Maybe several million.
Lune, careful.
Alright, he's just gonna suck her here. That does nothing. Alright, so we're back here. We hit Pyro. It's gonna give him about 50 stacks. At 294. Then we're gonna go Gradient. Oh, I should have Gomage first. Okay, let's try this. It'll mess up the stance, but we'll do 4. I haven't tried this before. No, I just messed it up. Okay, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna hit Gomage, but it's just gonna not hit the same. I need to leave 1 point next time. Yeah, because that only does 3 million. That's definitely not the right way to do it. Alright, we're gonna continue with Endbringer here since he's low.
Let's carve a path.
I'm seeing a few redundancies in the way I'm playing this. So Simon doesn't actually want shortcut with this build specifically.
Elements
I need to get the burn
converge.
bar way up, otherwise I'm gonna get wiped here.
A storm is coming.
Since I messed up to get the Gomage Genesis. Yep.
Ready to evade.
Okay. Alright, this is probably gonna be around my last turn here. So I'm gonna unload. Problem is this is gonna put me back in stanceless. Which is not great, but I'll actually, he might wipe the canvas already. I'm gonna go for burning canvas. So what I did is I messed up the stances. Just not great. Alright, what do we have here? We have Steel Strike. I think we're gonna hit Steel Strike. He'll just full tempo this round. Decent bit of damage, and I think he wipes here actually.
Looney,
Yeah.
watch out!
Now I have to finish with the clown show because I missed my gommage, which this entails a lot more dodging. This is usually very tough. That's usually why the burn build is better, because you can still carry on. And obviously, this is like a complete zoo here. Like, he only has one attack, so he has to attack twice to charge. I did not care about upping
It's
them.
locked on you.
Ideally, I just hit a bell on him. This is basically like the backup plan if things go very wrong. You can see the damage is not very high. There's not a lot of crit in here. You gotta be really good with dodges if you're gonna deal with this as well. Like I got them after like playing like lots of rounds, but it's definitely not great. We're gonna buff him. I need to hit. Dang. I only get one round with her. Kind of sucks. Let's see. We're on blue. We actually want to hit the chassis because we're gonna want to rotate this wheel back.
A bit of violence, yes.
Alright, so he is marked. We're gonna hit the mortar now. That'll put us back in Almighty Mass. There we go.
It likes you.
I'm gonna let her die here since it'll fill the break bar. I could block all this, but it's not even, doesn't even help me.
Phoenix.
Alright, here goes. I missed that timer. It's not that hard to not miss, but since I'm boosted here. Alright, I need to recharge my break bar, and I need to get more sauce. He's taking her out, that's fine. Okay, need a little bit more sauce here. Alright, so I need to break him. I need to use the thing. He just gave me the charges for it, so we're gonna hit Duel Storm here. I'll break him, and then we'll just put a bell on his head. There's 100. Yeah, it's not much damage.
A bit of violence, yes.
Okay, we go break point. Hit that on him. Do maybe 1,000,000. Yep. That is how you would do it if it went really wrong. Obviously, you would want to optimize your second characters. You need a lot of Lumina for it, so there's a lot to be checking into. All right, what do you wish to send? No. What I need to do is I need to remove shortcut of this man here, and then I need to make sure I time my gommage. That is the most important skill on this because it does either 4 million, 5 million, 3 to 5, or it does 20. So you really want to hit it in offensive stance, ideally. So up here, yeah, she needs a heal, and he needs to remove shortcut off his bar, since it's not helping me, actually. Take this off. Where can I put that? Slow on break. Could use a slow on break. Like 3 burns. None of these are too great. Is there anything else that's good in here? Critical moment. I believe he just heals that instantly with Clea's. Yeah, this seems fine. Alright, we get a quick heal going. And the only thing you get out of Simon by killing him is XP. So yeah, I definitely would want to see like at least 20 Lumina from each fight. Just because, what else am I doing here? We'll do one last try here and see if we can do another variance of the last one. Usually you can get pretty consistent with it. The only thing that has deviation right now would be maybe Luna's crit chance. And whoever Simon attacks between these 2 attack rounds. Okay. She's an offensive. She's ready to hit. Get a combo here. I'm gonna let him kill me on the last one.
Guard up.
Simon goes down. He doesn't have shortcut this time.
Disaster expedition, eh?
Simon, I mean Verso. So it's better to block the triple round because you're gonna get triple hits here, and obviously they get all the chroma. I have tried using Revenge on Maelle, and it's really just bait, so I don't use it anymore. I'm gonna pyro this,
Witness the flames.
and then I'm gonna hit him again.
Good.
We'll trigger the break. Then everybody plays here, so we go trick.
Elements converge. Not looking good.
Okay, and then we hit the Genesis. And do a little bit of damage. Alright, so we're on B. If I hit him a little bit, he is going to go up, and then that won't work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit him. Oh, actually, never mind. He's already broken. Yeah, so what I want to do is I want to use 3. Then I want to go here. I'm going to overload. That'll put me in A. The reason we go A manually like this is so that we're in A rank with 9, and we can hit Endbringer, which is going to do max damage and reapply the stun, which is the most important thing. It's also going to give us a gradient charge here, which means
Ready to
Maelle
evade.
is ready to hit her Gommage. So what I want to do here is hit him 4 times, just about this, and then we go skills, and no, not this one. Gradient skill to go Gommage. We hit this. I should hit for 20 million here. There we go. And now we're in Virtuos, and he's got too little HP, so we hit Burning Canvas.
Everything.
There we go. That's the dead. Alright, that's pretty much it. That's what I was looking at. I had fun trying to recreate this. my Maelle is a monstrous amount of Lumina on her, so we'll go to active. Can I go to point cost and then active, and that will... Nope. No, it does not. Anyway, this is what we're looking at. So these are not that useful. I usually take them off, and then most of the stuff is going to be damage or utility, and obviously the buffing stacks. So the big ones, second chance, she doesn't really need it if you're playing clean, but it's good to just have, and she does have the breaking on death as well. So in case she goes down, she can still make stuff happen. Double burn is required for this build since that's where most of the stacks come from. Charging Alteration is strictly for stats. It just gives defense and I believe either speed or crit rate, but it basically just tops off her stats where she needs them. And then everything else is mostly required for this combo, so you kind of just need to do something similar to this. But the most important thing is basically just hitting. If you can hit a Gommage on offensive, then it's going to put you back in Virtuos, and then you can hit either another burning attack, or you can hit the canvas. If you have like 200 plus stacks, you always want to hit it canvas after Gommage at that point, and it's going to do upwards of 2 to 3 million per hit with this specific build here. And obviously these characters are 95 and you could give them more Lumina, but it's just what I came up with to kind of deal with it. And just for the sake of it, I'll do one more here just for consistency. I've already done a bunch of tries, but I think this is the best one running, especially without using Stendhal. You can see here that Loon doesn't even have full HP. It completely does not matter. All that matters is basically just timing the breaks and using Simon's support combo as well. Alright, who are you going for? So here we have worst case scenario. She breaks and then she's going to go back to stanceless. But we're still going to use that. The best of our ability. She triggered shortcut here, so she's obviously going to go again. So what we're going to do is we're going to pyro. Put him at 114. Then we're gonna unload on him. Here's the break. Puts us back in offensive.
Manage.
Then we have Verso. What we're gonna do with him is we're gonna go straight to overload. He has 6 from
Immortal.
AP on rush,
Time to end this.
which is something I had to add because otherwise you would miss this. Okay, here we hit our combo. He's still in A. Alright, same thing with Lune. We're gonna hit Trick here. She's gonna go back to full HP.
Elements converge. Let's push forward.
Alright, and then we hit the Genesis. Same thing here. She has multiple. She just has double AP generation, like the 40 cost Picto.
Blades sharp.
Alright, so here we're in offensive. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna unload a little bit of this. I could actually unload one more. I wonder if he'll die here. He might die this round. So we'll go Gradient, we'll go Gomage.
Get out of this, Countess.
Here's another 20 million. Yep. And then here we're in Virtuous,
That's better.
and we hit Burning Canvas. So technically I assume he's gonna die soon, so I'm gonna just hit the rest of the shots here. We go Burning Canvas.
We can take everything.
See 2 million per hit here. And he's just gonna burn here. There we go. That's basically the way to go. So you basically just need revive and breaking on everybody, and then you're just gonna stack burn here. You could switch. If your CL is stronger than your Luna, then you can use CL to just give extra rounds. And obviously buff her damage. You could technically double Gomage damage on a round and get a lot more going there. I like Luna because she kind of charges the bar pretty well, so kind of up to personal preference. Monoko is also a great gradient user if you don't have anybody else. Simon's is, Verso's not that great. I don't use any of Luna's gradient attacks, but I usually use Maelle as the default. On offensive, obviously, and then you can use Monoko for the Bell to reapply stun. And it just stuns from base, so you don't even need to die with it. And then obviously you want to use Versus. It doesn't matter which weapon he's using for this specific instance. Obviously the Tire Soul is good because it applies a mark, but usually it goes straight to Luna's damage rather than Maelle. However, that doesn't matter at all. But you could technically use other weapons. The only downside is if you use, for example, like Chevalam, which is one of his available weapons. It puts you straight in S from the get-go. Mine is not maxed out. I was going to test it out, but it doesn't actually even work well with this build. Apply Rush on rank S, and then you start in rank S. Can't be held, can't gain shields, which is not that big of an issue, and then it stacks the damage over time. But because you start in rank S, you can't really clean up, so what you'd have to do is actually, you would start in rank S, and you would downgrade to rank A to get the stun reapplication. So technically it's viable, but you can use the Glass Sow, or the Tire Sow. You could even use the Sumo Sow. I don't like it that much. I tried it out. You don't die when in rank A for the first stack, but Tire Sow is actually a little bit better of a weapon. Just a little bit more base damage, but also it applies mark. It's got better utility. So Sumo Sow is kind of goofy. And then Chevalam is great. You can just downgrade back to A if needed. It's a little bit of a waste, but it's okay. And then I haven't used Glass Sow, but this is a really good weapon to get up to this fight. I don't know how good it is for this actual fight. I haven't tested it out, but I assume it's probably just average. So if you have a default, probably go for the Tire Sow or the Chevalam, and then you want to just use Overload to get yourself to rank A. Increase rank to A. So I don't know if it downgrades. I haven't tested it out. But if Overload can't downgrade from S to A, then you would just use the Tire Sow as the default. Alright, hope this was instructive. Let me know if you have any questions. I haven't tested too many alternate builds, but this was kind of the build I've been going for. I've been using Burn since the start, and then I don't like Stendhal that much. Obviously you can do a lot with it, but I just find the Burn to be a lot more reliable, and you can just use Stendhal or a few other of Maelle's abilities. So for example on here, Phantom Strike is usually my go-to for like group attacks, and then everything else is optional, but definitely burning canvas Pyrolyze is a lot more fun than Stendhal to me, so that's what I've been going for. All right. That's it.